Hello, welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. To all the people that have been liking the videos, that really does help me out a lot. It helps me push me through the algorithm so more people can find the videos and watch them. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys for liking the videos, as well as to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you as well. Now, this is a very interesting article. I like the honesty here, especially coming from the auto industry. They tend to kind of, beat around the bushes a tad bit. So, the title of the article is called Toyota CEO says silent majority of auto industry is doubting EV only future. And I guess you can say that's why Toyota has been, you know, vastly investing into the hydrogen fuel cell, even though the infrastructure is not there yet. And EV does have its downside, and I'll be making another video to explain just that, go more in depth. But anyway, without further ado, let us cover the article. All right, so here we are. Akio Toyoda remains steadfast in his belief that EVs aren't the only way forward, and I agree with him. I totally agree with him, and the fact that these two juggernauts, Honda and Toyota, are actually, investing into the hydrogen fuel cell future as well too. I do hope that more infrastructure gets available, like more stations getting built, not just here in the state of California. Like if they can start building the stations, across the United States, I think that hydrogen will be a very viable option, and it could be going hand to hand with EV. EV is great, but it has its downside also. The charging and all that other stuff, whatever. Toyota Chief Executive Akio Toyoda claims that he is among the silent majority of those in the automotive industry questioning whether electric vehicles are the only way forward. While recently speaking with a reporter in Thailand, Toyoda once again reiterated retorted, I think that's what it is, retorted that he's believed that the best way forward is to develop a host of different powertrain technologies, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, hydrogen-powered, and battery electric vehicles. This comes despite the fact that many of the world's largest car manufacturers have already committed to all electric futures, which is true. It is true. The industry has been going of the way of the electric, and a lot of companies have been going full in on the electric. Big manufacturers, especially like Hyundai, Kia has been doing electric for a while now, and then Toyota put out their first vehicle, the BZ4X, which it didn't do very well. It had a lot of host of issues with the wheels falling off, and then you can't charge it when it's extremely cold. Just a host of different issues that they're running into, trying to transition over to the fully electric vehicle. But I do believe that fuel cell or hydrogen fuel cell will be an alternative, or even hybrid fuel cell like the Honda is developing. I think that's also an alternative. Hybrids shouldn't be going anywhere. Those still an option for those that don't really need a fully electric vehicles. I think hybrid is a good alternative. People involved in the auto industry are largely a silent majority. Toyota told reporters that silent majority is wondering whether EVs are really okay to have as a single option, but they think it's the trend, so they can't speak out loudly. The right answer is still unclear. We shouldn't limit ourselves to just one option. Completely agree with Toyota on that one. We if you live in America, that's if. But if you live pretty much anywhere around the world, it doesn't matter where you live, whether it's UK, Africa, wherever in the world that you are, people like options. I'm one of them. I like options. It's kind of like saying that the only color we're all allowed to like is blue, and that is it. Everybody's color has to be blue, and that is the standard across the whole world. Some people might not like that, but that's it. And that's kind of the analogy that I'm using, to where, like, if all we have is EV, it's not it's not viable on certain conditions. Even now, certain conditions, you're still going to struggle with the EVs, whether you're finding a chargers or where chargers aren't available, and just the range gets affected during the cold weather, and sometimes it won't be able to charge during the cold weather. But that's a separate video that I'm going to be doing after this one. But anyway, 2 years ago, I was the only person making these kind of statements, Toyota noted. And I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with them. So yeah, I do believe we need options, as everybody around the world like options. I like options. I like having different variety of different, products. Just like when you have, technologies in your house, you have different products. You have Samsungs, you have your Apple products, you have Windows, Android. So we have different options, and I do agree that we shouldn't just single ourselves to just one option, which is the EV future. EV has its downside, it also has its upside, and I think that a hydrogen fuel cell will be a nice medium between the two. But right now, companies aren't really investing heavily into the hydrogen ecosystem per se. I know Honda, as well as I think Kia is also making fuel cell vehicles. I think they make several fuel cell vehicles, and Toyota is also still, making fuel cell vehicles like the Mirai, which is a nice alternative. But the only downside to the Mirai is, like I've stated multiple times, and I will continue to say it, because that is the only thing that is holding it back, is the infrastructure, the lack of infrastructure. I think once that problem gets solved, then we may have a chance here. Because in order for us to go to a full EV future, the only fucking way is if they fix the damn network. The infrastructure for EV is also shit, I have to say. Especially here in the state of California, where we have blackouts during the summertime, but they want to push EV down our throats. It makes absolutely no fucking sense, because at certain times you are not allowed to charge your car at certain times in the state of California, but they want to go to a full EV. Does not make sense to me at all. That is absolutely asinine. But anyways, before I go all in on a very, anyways, I will leave you with this. The infrastructure for EV is not there as well too, just like the hydrogen fuel cell. But I think hydrogen fuel cell is still is at its infancy, I want to say, especially when it comes to networking, having the networks available everywhere. I think that's still in the early stages. Certain companies aren't even investing in it. Once more companies start investing in it and start building those stations, I think that it will be a very nice alternative comparing to EV, which EV still has its issues too. But anyway, I'll make another video, I'll talk about this. As always, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I appreciate every single one of you for liking these videos and pushing me out to the world. I appreciate you. Have a good one.